So today we are going to discuss regression. So regression model, uh, what is regression and all, I already have given some hint in my earlier classes. But today we are going to start the detail of it, uh, because this regression model is nothing but a statistical analysis. Okay, so we will see that, and then we will learn simple linear regression in the next class. But before that, let us for uh, set the path for basic regression. What is regression and how it operates? Okay, so first of all, you have to understand what is the difference between regression model and classification model. So first you have to understand what is the basic difference between regression and classification model. Okay, so regression and classification model, many people doesn't know this. So regression and classification model actually the same. It's just that the opposite sides of the coins. Okay, opposite side of a coin. So in case of classification, both regression and classification are supervised algorithm. Both comes under supervised algorithm learning. Okay, and both algorithms are used for prediction in machine learning and work with the level data set. But the difference between both is how they used for different machine learning problems. Now, in case of regression, in case of classification, it is just sometimes categorical data which classifies, segregate the data. In case of regression, it is just that continuous values. So whether regression model can be converted to classification model, yes, it can be converted to a classification model. Only thing is that you have to put some threshold value on the regression threshold. If you are putting some threshold value on the regression value, then that problem will be converted to a classification problem. Okay, so we'll come to that. So the main difference between regression and classification algorithms, that regression algorithms are used to predict the continuous values and such as price, salary, age, etc., and classification algorithms are used to predict and classify the discrete value. So this is the main difference. This is continuous value, this discrete value such as male or female. So normally what happens in case of regression, let's say these are the data points. Okay, these are the data points, and then you are fitting the straight line or some other things. So if you convert that problem into a classification problem by putting some threshold, let's say if more than 0.5, you will categorize the value as, let's say, class 1, and if it is less than 0.5, then you will categorize at class 2. Okay, so this regression model can be converted to a classification model. Both the same thing. Regression model predicts the continuous value, and classification model, they actually classify the discrete value such as male or female, true or false, spam or not spam, etc. So the difference is very small difference. There is no difference at all. Okay, in case of continuous value, we'll call it regression. In case of classification, we'll call it, in case of continuous value, we'll call it regression. In case of discrete value, we'll call it classification. Now you can see that here it is a classification, and this is how it has been classified. So this is this green color points are there this side, and this is the sky color point in the right side. Same thing happens with the regression, but it is just a straight line, and we are trying to see whether this straight line is actually representing the data or not. So whether all the data are thronging upon the straight line or not, or whether they are near to it or not, near to the straight line or not. Whichever the data points it is far away from the straight line, that means this regression line is not able to predict this data correctly. Okay, whereas in case of classification, it is somewhat different. It is, see, in this case also, this side is not completely properly classified because some of the data points are not green. Okay, so these are outlier, you can say, or you can say the error. And here also similar. So if the points are far from the straight line, then these points are not properly classified. Okay. In classification, a computer program is trained on the training data set, and based on that training, it categorizes the data into different classes. The task of classification is to find the mapping function to map the input to the discrete output. Okay, and example, the best example understand classification problem, email spam detection. So email spam detection, we have this spam email, and ham email. Ham emails are not harmful. Okay, spam emails are harmful. That means, so if you want to classify spam email and ham email, you can do it by classification mechanism. But in this case, the values are discrete. Okay, so if the email is spam, then it is moved to the spam folder. So this is a classic problem of classification: spam email and ham email. Okay, so Google, starting from Gmail, and every email provider, service provider, they use this machine learning techniques. So sometimes what happens, you see, these techniques, classification techniques, are not completely foolproof techniques. So sometimes important email also goes to your spam folder. That means it is still now in experimental stage. It's not full 100%. Nobody can say that the algorithm developed by the top company, even with the Google, they can classify any spam email and any email into spam and ham. It's not possible. So ham email is the normal email, spam email is the unwanted email that we want to be in the spam folder. Okay, so this is a classic classification problem. Types of ML classification algorithm: logistic regression, k nearest neighbor, support vector machine. Support vector machine, in short, it is called SVM. Kernel SVM, naive Bayes classifier. Naive Bayes classifier is based on Bayes theorem. Bayes probability you already have done in your 10+2. Based on that, this naive Bayes classifier is old classification algorithm. Okay, decision tree classification already you have seen. Random forest. So these are few classification algorithms. And regression is the process of finding the correlation between dependent and independent variable. It helps in predicting the continuous variable, as I said, continuous variables such as prediction of market trends, prediction of house prices, etc. The task of regression algorithm is to find mapping function to map the input variable x to the continuous output variable y. Suppose that we want to do weather forecasting. So for this, we will use regression algorithm. In weather prediction, the model is trained on the past data. Once the training is complete, it can easily predict the weather for future days. So what are the different regression models we have? These are some of the regression models. Apart from that, other regression models are also available, which are the simple linear regression, multiple linear regression, polynomial regression, support vector regression, decision tree regression, random forest regression. So whichever classification algorithm you are seeing over here, same concepts are also available as a regression method. So because regression and classification both are comparable. Okay, now what is regression analysis? So regression analysis is a statistical technique for investigating and modeling the relationship between variables. So this is the important, between variables. So statistical technique, it is under statistics, it comes under statistical techniques. So these techniques is there for a long time. Now in machine learning, these subjects got a lot of popularity, and recently they have this regression analysis is a part of many subjects, not only in machine learning but also in statistics and all. Okay, so what it does, it investigates and model the relationship between variables. So you have different variables. Let's say this is my data set, and let's say these are my instances x1, x2, x3, and this one a1, a2, a3, and a4. So let's say I want a relationship between a1 and a2, or I want a relationship between a2 and a3, or I want a relationship between a1 and a4. Such kind of relationship can be exploited using regression method. Okay, so with the input value of a1, how a2 behaves, with the input value of a1, how a3 behaves, so that you can plot it always as a point and all. So first the point will be, let's say this is a1, this is a2. So a1 and a2 can be plotted like that, points will be there, so you can actually judge whether how they behave, how with respect to a1 how a2 behaves. Okay, so why it is important? It is important because then only we will understand that which variable is significantly dependent on other variables. That dependency of variables you can understand through this regression model. Okay, so application of regressions are numerous, occurs in almost every field, including engineering, physical and chemical sciences. economics, management, life and biological sciences, and the social sciences. In fact, regression analysis can be the most widely used statistical analysis. So this is a lot of significance we have. Now let us take a simple example of regression model. So before understanding regression model, we have to understand there is a diagram called scatter diagram or scatter diagram. Okay, scatter diagram. So this using this diagram itself, we can understand the relationship of between variables. Okay, so first example is that. Suppose that an industrial engineer employed by a soft drink beverage bottler is analyzing the product delivery and service operation for vending machine. He suspects that the time required by the route delivery man to load and service the machine is related to the number of cases of product delivered. The engineer visits 25 randomly chosen retail outlets. Okay, so this is a practical problem. You can see this is a practical problem. So engineer visits 25 randomly chosen retail outlet having vending machines, and in outlet delivery time and the volume of the product delivered are observed for each. So each 25 of these retail outlets, what he has actually observed, he has observed the volume of product delivered and how much delivery time. So these two things, delivery time in minutes and volume of product developed in cases. Okay, so he has observed this for 25 randomly chosen retail outlets. Okay, this is a valid problem. This is a very quite interesting problem. So what he has immediately done, he has plotted a graph. He has plotted this delivery volume in the x-axis, on the x-axis, and delivery time in the y-axis, and he tries to see how these points are actually behaved. So these all are each randomly visited retail outlets. Okay, so you can see the points are like this. These are all the points that he has drawn. He has plotted on a graph. So this graph is called scatter diagram. Remember that, it's very significant, scatter diagram. So first thing is the drawing the graph, and then after you draw the graph, then only you can see that whether it is fitting or not, which function it will actually fit. You have to take that function. So the graph is called scatter diagram. This display clearly suggests a relationship between delivery time and delivery volume. So delivery volume is the x-axis, delivery time is the y-axis. This is x, this is y. In fact, the impression is that the data points generally but not exactly fall along the straight line. So if it is falling on the straight line, then it is good. You can say that it is falling on the straight line. So that means what? For each outlet, delivery volume increases, time also increases, something like that. So he can actually conclude it easily. Okay, but in reality things are not happens like that. So now next you see figure 11 1.1b illustrate the straight line relationship. Although straight line, if you draw here from here to here on straight line, most of the points that you have taken will fall on the straight line, or it will little bit far away from the straight line. Okay, but this point you can see it is little bit more far away than the straight line. So you can call it an outlier, or you can call it that this point is not actually falling under straight line, but the remaining points, this one, this point, this group of points are actually falling on the straight line. So which is good. So using straight line, whether you can represent this data point or not, that is a question mark. Or is there any other function which can represent this point in a better way? That is a different question. Okay, but if it is a straight line, let us assume that it is a straight line, then what will happen? If we let y represent delivery time and x represent delivery volume, then the equation of a straight line relating these two variables is y equal to beta 0 plus beta 1 x. Now this is you know that this is nothing but a straight line equation. So straight line equation, normally what we write y equal to mx plus c, right? So here y equal to m, this is, you can imagine as m, this is x plus c. So this is, so m is nothing but gradient, so we will call it gradient or slope, similar thing. This is a gradient, and or slope you can call it beta 1. Beta 1 is a gradient or slope, and beta 0 is the intersection, right? Intercept. So here you can see that m is the gradient. So what is intercept? Gradient is nothing but difference in y and difference is in x. So this is del y, you can call it. It is del x, you can call. Okay, So del y by del x. So this is the gradient, and beta 0 is the intersection. This one is the intersection. This already you know, but I'm just recapping these things. Okay. So this is the intersection, intercept value. So beta 0 plus beta 1 x is represented in the, so beta 0 is the intercept and beta 1 is the slope. Now the data points do not fall exactly on the straight line. So equation 1.1. So here you see this point is not falling on the straight line, or it is not even nearer to the straight line. The gap is huge. So this we can call at error. This gap we can call as error. In fact, this line also is not falling on the straight line. So this also you can call a little bit of error is there in this point. And this is okay. This is somewhat okay nearby. But remaining these points are on the straight line. So it's the good. For this point, this straight line is very good representation. But for this point, it is not good. For this point also, it is not somewhat good. So we have to change this. Okay, we have to change this. We cannot directly take this straight line. You have to modify this straight line a little bit when you are considering the regression model as a straight line. Okay, so we have to modify this. What kind of modification? As I said, this is the error is given. Started with this straight line only to fit the data, but this is not enough. Why it is not enough? Because we are seeing some data point can be outside of the scope, outside of this straight line. This thing distance is heavy, so you have to accommodate that too. So to do so, we will be introducing this epsilon, and we will call it as a statistical error, and that is, it is a random variable that accounts for failure of the model to fit the data exactly. So if error is more, means your model considered as delivery volume and delivery time. There may be other variable as well. Thus, more plausible model for the delivery data time data is beta 0. Beta 0 is as it is like earlier only, and then beta 1 x is also there, because we are considering here one small epsilon and we are adding it here, small epsilon. Now